You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Chloe Ellis claims that during an anniversary trip, she found out her boyfriend cheated and wants him to reimburse her for half of the expenses. Lorenzo Amati says Ms. Ellis refused to let him explain, so the travel costs are on her.
I see I've got Chloe Ellis here as my plaintiff and Lorenzo Amate as my defendant. Ms. Ellis, I see you are suing the defendant for $575. What brings us to court today?
Lorenzo is my ex-boyfriend. We just went on an anniversary trip for our one-year anniversary to Las Vegas. Okay. And while we were in Las Vegas, I found out he was cheating on me. So I wanted to end the trip early and head home. On the way home, we found out that the 5 was closed due to a 4-car pileup. So he told me to take a detour down an unmarked road, which caused my car to get stuck in the mud. We had to call a tow, which put me back to another $200, and we had to stay the night in a hotel again.
How long have you been seeing the defendant?
For 1 year. This was for our one-year anniversary.
Okay. And how had the relationship been going, ma'am?
We had a wonderful relationship. We never fought. We got along very well. I have a little bit of trust issues, and Lorenzo knows that. My ex-boyfriend, Kyle, I hadn't dated anyone besides Lorenzo. There was a 2-year gap between Lorenzo and my last relationship.
And your previous relationship, okay.
Because my ex-boyfriend cheated on me. And Lorenzo knew that and knew that I had a hard time trusting people after that.
Okay, so what prompted this anniversary trip? Did he ask you? You asked him? How did this come to be?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I actually have some text messages.
Go ahead. Give the folder, please, to my bailiff. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So on July 13th, I texted Lorenzo and said, babe, what do you think about doing something special for our one-year anniversary? And he suggested the idea of Vegas and suggested we go on a road trip. I said, it was perfect. I'll drive. I'll look for a hotel and book it, and asked if he wanted to split the cost. And he said, sure, babe. I'll also pay for your gas. I can't wait, my love.
Okay. How long was this trip going to be, ma'am?
3 days.
Okay, so there was going to be 3 nights in a hotel that you would split evenly. And then at what point in the process did you find out that there was cheating?
Well, we went out for dinner the first night and had an amazing night. We went out to dinner, which he paid for. We don't normally do fancy dinners or anything like that, but he wanted that to be my anniversary gift.
Okay.
The next morning we went on a run. When we came back, he hopped in the shower, and I was just starting to get ready, and his phone started blowing up. So I just looked at his phone. I don't normally look at his phone because I trust him, but I see his ex-girlfriend, Celine, was texting him, and there were texts saying, where are you? Can you come over? Along with very sexually explicit pictures of her.
Okay, how about it, Mr. Amante? Were you still friendly with this ex-girlfriend?
Your Honor, she and I had a long-term relationship of 3 years. Okay. But Chloe knows, and she could see in those messages that I was not replying her back.
I'm just not sure why he didn't block her right away, because there were texts from the night before, and if he started receiving those pictures, it takes a second to block somebody. Or
Why would he have to block her, ma'am, if he wasn't responding to her?
Because he was receiving sexually explicit photos, and I wouldn't want him looking at that.
Okay, did you tell him that?
When I saw that he was receiving them, yes.
Your Honor, Celine is a burlesque dancer. She wasn't sending me any
So this wasn't like actual nudity? This was just, you're saying...
They were pretty provocative photos.
I didn't ask you provocative, ma'am. I said, were they nude?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so they were in costume?
In lingerie, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So what was your plan to deal with this pesky ex, sir?
I guess I just thought I was going to ignore her and spend time with Chloe. I barely look at my phone. I don't use my phone that often, so when I'm around with Chloe, I used to always pay attention to her, and it was my attention was just to her.
If you could get back with her today, would you?
Probably not, Your Honor.
Oh, probably not. Ooh, wow. I don't know. I thought he was going to say something different. Why would you say that?
Your Honor, because I'm here being sued by Chloe.
Okay.
And
And that's hurtful.
it's quite hurtful, Your Honor, that I loved her and I planned all these things and I wanted this to be so perfect and I maybe I could have told her about those things and I didn't. And when I wanted this communication to happen between us, when that happened and she stormed out of the hotel room. And
Is that what happened, Chloe? When you saw the text messages, you immediately stormed out of the hotel room?
No, ma'am. I told him I would like to leave because I didn't want to spend another night in the hotel with
Your
him.
Honor, I was not gonna let her go alone, so I was gonna go with her, and
Okay.
and you know it was a rainy day, and
Okay, so I just make sure that I understand correctly. So, ma'am, you see the text messages coming back. You don't at that point engage in conversation. You immediately decided unilaterally, I'm done here. I'm ready to go.
I did confront him about the texts and asked him, and he was just denying everything,
Denying, what did he deny, ma'am?
denying any cheating.
Well, you haven't proven to the court that he did cheat.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You threw away an otherwise completely healthy, normal relationship because he did not block an ex-girlfriend.
Trust is everything to me, and
Okay,
I've been
you can stop talking, ma'am.
And later,
My rental home in Spartanburg, South Carolina was destroyed by a house fire.
Wow, I mean, that's just really down to the foundation. There's nothing left.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning.
Watching Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Chloe Ellis and Lorenzo Amate over an anniversary trip gone awry.
Did I miss it, Elijah?
Did not miss it.
Okay, because
hadn't heard anything.
all that you told the court that he corroborated is that he was receiving unilaterally messages from an ex that he did not respond to. And you corroborated, ma'am, that you didn't see him respond either. So tell me how that's cheating.
Your Honor, I think that and not necessarily, I guess I don't have proof that he was cheating, but Lorenzo does know about my past, and he does know that he can say that he didn't want to ruin my night, but he knows that I would want to know up front if an ex was texting him.
What would you have done, ma'am? What would that have?
I would have told him to block her.
Okay. So really we're here today, not because of anything that he did around what he didn't do, because this is important. If he would have blocked her upon receiving the messages, would y'all still be in a relationship today?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're telling me that you threw away an otherwise completely healthy, safe, normal relationship because he did not block an ex-girlfriend?
Your Honor, trust is everything to me, and
Okay, you can stop talking, ma'am. I got it. And I'm going to get to it at the end of the ruling, but I just wanted you to lay that out for me. So let's get to the money. So you are showing me a tow bill for $250. Okay, so you're saying that you said you should have blocked her. He didn't block her. You at that point said, I'm ready to go. You said it's dangerous outside. I'm going to come with you.
she was so distraught, and I was not gonna let her go alone.
I understand that, sir. Okay. So talk to me about $450. This was the original hotel fee for the 3 nights of the romantic getaway. Was this ever paid?
Yes, I paid it, ma'am.
You paid the full thing, $450. So you're not asking him for that money back, though, correct?
I'm asking for half of that.
You are asking for half of this.
He agreed to split half originally.
Okay. And then this is 1 night stay for when you guys were stuck in the terrain?
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
And you paid for that in full? So you right now have not paid anything?
I was gonna pay half of it.
Half of the, what, original hotel?
The price that I promised Chloe that I was gonna pay, which was $175. It's in the text messages in here, Your Honor.
Okay, let me look at this. I do see this. Go ahead and give what you have to my bailiff as well, sir. Lord have mercy. As tight as this dating market is, we just throwing folks away who not blocking people. Okay. All right. You need to pay me back your half for the Vegas hotel room and half of the state line and you owe me for the tow. So you wanted, this is the $575 that you're in court asking for today. Chloe, you're the one who wanted to leave early. We only spent 1 night in Vegas because of you. We wouldn't have been stranded if you didn't make a huge deal out of nothing. I offered to pay you $175. I don't think I owe you anything else. So where are you getting $175 from?
That was for 1 night in Vegas. He believes he should only have
So
to
you
pay.
feel like you should only pay 1 night, even though you said you would pay half?
Yes.
Okay. Any reason, or that's just arbitrary? Or
Your Honor, it's just that I took Chloe to a 5-star restaurant, and
oh, now you want the money back for the meal. I tell you what, you know what? You can't make this stuff up, ladies. Okay. You got sexy photos from your ex. What was I supposed to think? This is all your fault. I never asked her to send me photos. I wasn't cheating. Okay. Here's the deal. I don't think you were cheating. I'm gonna just tell you that straight up. Personally, I believe when it's done, put a fork in it, it's over. Okay? Some people feel like, well, just because this person didn't work out in my life as my romantic partner doesn't mean that we should, erase all of the memories that we had, and it doesn't mean that this person doesn't have a place in my life. That is a POV. The reality is that this is how your ex felt about his ex, okay? And you are his partner. You're not his mother, and you're not the boss of him. So you don't get to decide and mandate how this man moves and the boundaries that he has with an ex-girlfriend. You just don't get to do that, ma'am. As it relates to this ruling, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, sir, that you do indeed need to pay the full half that you were owed to her. But as for you, ma'am, and this tow fee, you took a turn down an unmarked road at his urging, correct? Can you read, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So you saw that it was unmarked.
Yes.
Okay, so you will split the $250 tow. You will also split the $200 hotel room that you incurred because of that tow. And then you will split very evenly the $450. And the reason you're doing that, ma'am, is because I believe that you contributed to the blowing up and premature ending of this anniversary trip. I think that, fights happen on romantic getaways. If one person had to carry the burden for all the expenses just because there was a fight, we'd be in here all day. Our whole docket would be broken, sad trips. Okay, so we're not going to do that. You're going to pay 1/2 of everything that she had to spend, sir, including the tow. That is my ruling. I do rule in favor of the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $550.
hope we can work things out, Chloe.
I really did too.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
She said she would cover was pay for all the removal of the debris.
4 days after the fire happened, I had a contractor out there.
Closed captioning provided by us is Equal Justice. Charles James claims his rental home burned to the ground after his young nephews lit fireworks inside and says his aunt is to blame. Dolores Cross says the boys didn't start the fire on purpose. It was an accident.
Mr. Charles James here is my plaintiff, I see, and Miss Dolores Cross as my defendant. Mr. James, what brings you to court today?
Yes, Your Honor, I am seeking $4,800 in damages from the defendant, who is my aunt, Dolores Cross. That amount is restitution for a breach of contract because of the negligence that she displayed. My rental home in Spartanburg, South Carolina, was destroyed by a house fire. I did receive a call from my aunt letting me know that her grandsons, who are 9 and 10 years old, who are under her care, broke into the house. They had unused 4th of July fireworks that they set off indoors. And within minutes, the entire home was engulfed in flames and utterly destroyed.
Tell me about how your grandsons even got to be on this other property.
Yeah, so I live in the home right next to his.
Okay.
And they had gotten a hold of some sparklers, and they got in the home and were lighting them. There was probably some chemicals or rags or something, and it just took off.
Does anybody have anything to show me what we're talking about damage-wise?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr.
You
James.
can take a look at all the evidence
Please.
there. There are before and after photos of the property.
Thank you.
We also submitted some video to the court so that you could survey
So I
all
can
the
see.
damage afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
You can also see there was a vintage car that was being stored in the carport that was also utterly
So
destroyed.
this is completely destroyed as well, sir?
Yes.
Let's see this video here of the damage.
Oh, God.
My goodness. Wow. I mean, that's just really down to the foundation. There's nothing left.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Nobody had lived in the home for 5 years. We had no electricity. Your Honor, there was no...
You didn't have any insurance coverage.
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Charles James and his Aunt Dolores Cross over a fireworks fiasco.
So let's see here. I see you've also submitted, sir, some text messaging.
Yes. And part of what she volunteered to do, what she said she would cover, was pay for all the removal of the debris.
Okay, you say to your aunt, hey, Dolores, it's going to be a month. Why haven't you hired anyone to clean up the debris? Aunt Dolores says, I'm doing my best. When we talked last, you said you wanted me to save and sell the bricks. We also wanted to save your burned car. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm doing the best. You're asking for a lot. You say that's not my problem. I live in Michigan. You're in South Carolina. Figure it out. Is that pretty consistent, Aunt Dolores?
Yeah, but 4 days after the fire happened, I had a contractor out there.
Okay, so this is per her asking you to help, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you say, I found a new company to finish cleaning up. They're coming out this week. Can you meet with them and handle the bill? Aunt Dolores says, that's not what we talked about. I already have spent too much money of my savings trying to appease your wishes. This is now your problem. You say, Mr. James, you got me into this. You need to pay as you promised. Okay, Mr. James, I see an invoice here, and this is for 14 days with 6-hour shifts. So that's a long time. This is 2 weeks of all-day work, essentially. I am curious as to where the insurance claim was here, Mr. James.
Your Honor, because nobody had lived in the home for 5 years, we had no electricity. Your Honor, there was no...
You didn't have any insurance coverage. Okay, now we're getting to it. Let me ask you this, Aunt Dolores. The people you hired for a 5-day cleanup, how many days did they complete?
5.
They did do 5?
They did do 5.
Okay, so why
it was a big project. So, I mean, you know, it was a dent in the project.
Right. Well, I mean, that's not totally not disputed. I mean, this ended up being a 14-day project just off of what you paid for.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by This is Equal Justice.
Aunt Dolores, now, if you're going to watch your grandsons, 9 and 10 are precocious ages, right?
Yes, they are.
They're going to get into stuff.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to refund you anything, Aunt Dolores. I believe that you did share in at least some contribution to what could have been a deadly accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, ultimately, this is your fault, Mr. James. I'm going to tell you why. You know what you're supposed to have in case of an accident? Insurance. Everybody said it together. Everybody seems to know this but you, Mr. James. That's what insurance is for. So your failure to maintain an active, current, and sufficient policy around your property, both the house and the car, that's the risk that you literally decided to take when you failed to get a policy. You said that in the case of an accident or an emergency, I'm willing to eat the cost. So this court orders you, sir, to eat the cost. Your claim is completely dismissed. I rule in favor of the defendant. That is my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final words for each other?
You know, we're family, and I love you. I wish we could have done this differently.
I can't even talk right now.
Okay. You got your day in court? There you go, sir.
You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what Equal Justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Noah Berg claims his brother caused his son to be injured at his bar mitzvah and says the team was unable to attend tennis camp. Isaac Berg says his nephew's broken arm was Noah's fault, not his.
So I see I've got Mr. Noah Berg here as my plaintiff, defendant Isaac Berg. You two related?
Yes, we're brothers, Your Honor.
Okay, brother against brother. Here we go. Daniel Berg, I see, is going to be a plaintiff witness for you, sir, via video. Will be testifying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your son?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor, he is.
And I see, Mr. Noah Berg, you are suing your brother for $1,275. You are saying that he owes you some money for a tennis camp. Tell me about why you're in court today.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I love my brother. I always have, ever since we were growing up together. But even back then when we were both children, I knew that he's always been a risk taker. He's always been liable to put himself into dangerous situations. And I am the older brother, and so I've often had to be the more responsible one, putting guardrails on the situation. So my son, Daniel, just turned 13 this year. And
Mazel tov to you.
Thank you very much. And so we had his bar mitzvah. And so I wanted to make this one of the best days of his life.
Sure.
I invited his entire class. I invited our whole family. But there is a tradition in a lot of Jewish celebrations where they will dance that is called the hora.
Yeah.
You place the celebrant on a chair, and then that chair is lifted amongst the celebrants.
Sure.
I made the executive decision that we were not going to have a hora at Daniel's bar mitzvah.
Oh, really?
I love my son dearly. He is my world. He is also very accident prone.
Oh, okay.
He could, the way my wife and I phrase it is he would trip walking on a straight sidewalk.
Okay.
And so
and to be clear, so everyone in the courtroom knows, at the hora, they're lifted above everyone's shoulders, high in the air, and
yes, passed around.
Correct. Okay. Seated in the chair.
Seated in the chair.
Okay, just so everybody has a visual. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Berg.
And so I made the decision that we weren't going to do that. I spoke to Daniel about it, and he said that he was absolutely fine with that. He was still getting the party that he wanted. So we're at the party, we're having a great time, everyone's smiling, eating, and I turn and I see held up above the entire dance floor, Daniel in a chair weaving back and forth. And I was terrified. And so I bolted across, and who do I see but Isaac holding the chair up on the dance floor. And I was furious. So I reached out to try to control this chair that was weaving back and forth. And I did what I could, but the chair toppled over to the side and Daniel fell down onto the floor. And the way he was holding his arm, I was certain it had been broken. And so I took him to urgent care, and I give Isaac this much credit. He did pay the deductible on Daniel's medical bills for $500.
Okay, so then what happened? Because I see you're still suing for $1,275.
Correct, Your Honor. In all of the craziness, I had forgotten that Daniel had been wanting to get more active, and so he wanted to sign up for a tennis camp this summer. And so I said to him, if this means that much to you, then this is going to be something you're going to have to pay for yourself.
Okay.
And so he worked hard tutoring students at our local Hebrew school for the better part of a year to save up the money for this camp.
So why didn't he make it to session, sir?
Because he broke his arm. The arm that he broke when he fell out of the chair that Isaac lifted during the hora was
that you pulled before he fell.
Was his right arm.
Well, don't worry, Isaac. I clocked everything from your brother's testimony. I'll be getting to those questions. Go ahead, sir.
For sure. It broke his tennis arm. And so he was unable to go because Daniel had worked so hard for this money. I reached out to Isaac because he had already paid the deductible to say, this means a lot to Daniel. Would you be able to reimburse him for that money that he is going to miss out on account of what happened? Isaac refused.
Let me get Isaac in here, sir. So far, your brother has painted a picture of you being reckless and dangerous and the daredevil of the family. Is it true?
No, Your Honor. I'm unfortunately quite boring. Now, while we were kids, as you can probably assume, Noah was very nervous, very shy, and didn't want to do a lot. There was a lot of fear in him. Comparatively, I am not like that.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did you have a horror at your bar mitzvah?
I did, yes.
And how about you, Noah? Did you have a horror?
I did, yes.
Okay, did you fall out the chair?
I did not.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're 2 for 2. Go ahead, sir.
And later,
Everything was fine for about a month, and then I received utility bills, and they had more than doubled. They had gone from $150 a month to $350 a month.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by...
You're watching Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Noah Berg, who brought his brother Isaac Berg to court for the cost of tennis camp.
Where did the idea of a horror come into place? Because it's clear from your brother that this was discussed with his son and his wife, and there was a decision to have no horror, and yet here we are.
Yes. Your Honor, I spoke with Daniel, obviously, at the bar mitzvah. I said, hey, how are you feeling? I'm so proud of you. And I wanted, as a part of our culture, part of our Jewish heritage, to do the horror.
Did you have a horror at your bar mitzvah?
I did, yes.
And how about you, Noah? Did you have a horror?
I did, yes.
Okay, did you fall out the chair?
I did not. No,
Okay,
Your Honor.
okay, good. Okay, so we're 2 for 2.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
And you'll notice there's proof that someone can do that and not fall out and be fine.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anybody fall out the chair at the horror?
I've not seen it.
I've not seen it either.
That's 2 people now.
I'm not Daniel.
I know.
Okay, Isaac, continue. So where does the idea of the horror come into play? Is it your idea? Let me ask you directly.
Yes, I went up to Daniel at the bar mitzvah, I love you so much, yada yada, and I said, you don't want to do the horror. Because I thought maybe Noah was projecting, maybe that was what it was. Now, I was speaking to Daniel. He seemed nervous. He seemed indecisive, as he is, a little shy. He did not seem like he was fearful or refusing to do this.
Okay.
There was not this, forced, you're going to do this, you're going to go. It was a celebratory act. Everyone's cheering. There are multiple people holding the chair. It is not, like Superman lifting one, not magically lifting it on my own, of course.
Okay.
So he eventually said, okay, yeah, let's do it. He didn't seem fearful when he was up there.
He was terrified.
He seemed
Mr. Berg, I'm hearing other Mr. Berg. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. He seemed overwhelmed with the experience.
Was he excited?
He seemed like it to me.
Did you have to talk him into it?
Yes,
Okay.
but he never seemed fearful or hesitant in a way that wasn't just a teenager being nervous and uncertain.
Okay.
So he did it, and as you've heard, Noah pushed.
So was it going well at first? Because it seems like we need to kind of slow down the timeline here, right? That your brother here sees this. He sees the horror to his horror. I had to, sorry. And then he interjects physically to try to grab and stabilize the chair, is what he says. How did you see that?
That is all correct. That is how that transpired, Your Honor. However, when he grabbed the chair and started pulling it, of course, Daniel started to teeter. And then the chair fell, and then Daniel fell on the floor.
Yikes.
While I, of course, feel horrible to see my nephew in this position, I don't believe I'm at fault, because there were several seconds, perhaps a minute, of us holding that chair up and dancing.
Just fine.
Yes.
Before your brother intervened.
But
if that's the case, why did you feel the need to pay the hospital bills?
They asked me, and I thought, okay, I'll do something nice. I love Daniel. Why not?
I need some more family like that. Just all you had to do was ask. Okay. I would like the court to see the testimony from Daniel himself. He's 13 years old now. He's, by Jewish custom, a man in his own right.
Yes,
Let's hear
yes,
from
Your Honor.
Daniel.
I recently had my bar mitzvah, and I didn't want to do the horror, but Uncle Isaac pretty much forced me to. And when he lifted me up in the chair, he dropped me, and I broke my arm. I've been working for months to pay for tennis camp, and now that I broke my arm, I can't do it, and I can't get a refund for that either. So I'm asking for Uncle Isaac to give me a refund and reimburse my money.
What'd you say, Uncle Isaac?
Well, it's heartbreaking to hear, but he truly didn't seem that hesitant and that opposed to doing it. I don't feel like it's fair for me to pay for his camp. I doubt that Noah didn't have some influence on him doing this, because he is very
When you
shy.
say doing this, you mean this testimony?
In influencing his...
So you think your brother coached him for this testimony today?
Yes, I do think so.
Wow.
I think
Noah, that is a searing indictment from your own brother.
I'm profoundly offended by that, Your Honor. Daniel is his own man. I am very proud of that, and that is the testimony that he
But
wanted
he's not
to
his
give.
own man at his bar mitzvah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he was
Well,
his
now
own.
that's a good point, because if he's his own man in this testimony, he should be his own man in deciding whether or not to participate in this horror, is what your brother's saying.
He was absolutely fine with not doing the horror. I talked to him about that. I mean, yes, I made that decision, but he raised no objections with me over that.
All right, gentlemen, I think I'm about to be ready to make a ruling here. What's germane here is the fact that there was an assumption of risk taking place, but it wasn't by you, sir. It was by your son. And when you become an adult, you have to be responsible for adult decisions. So I'm not convinced that Isaac Berg here, your brother, was egregious or aggressive in his persuading of your son to participate in the horror. Now, do I believe that you and your wife and your son agreed not to do the horror? I believe that. But I believe with just probably some relatively gentle coaxing, your son decided to change his mind. And that's okay. But in changing his mind, sir, from not doing the horror to doing the horror, your son must bear the responsibility of the assumption of risk. And when you assume the risk, you have to be prepared for the consequences if you are indeed a man, as he is at 13. Therefore, the court rules in favor of the defendant. I am dismissing the plaintiff's case in its entirety. You will not get a single dime, sir, nor will your son, of the $1,275 you demanded. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
He's a leader in taking responsibility, which
Because
is
you
what I
look at
wish
him
he
through
would
this
do.
myopic lens, where he's a saint and the world is covered in pillows and everything's easy. That's
He
not
broke
real life.
his arm because of you.
Okay, gentlemen.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Okay, and you've already been there 4 months, so correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're ready to move out, right?
Yes, I'm not with her right now.
Oh, you have moved out. Okay, where are you living?
I'm back with my dad.
Okay, so you back freeloading. Okay.
Closed captioning provided by... This is Equal Justice. Faith Carter claims her utility bills doubled after her daughter moved in and says she owes for the extra living costs and back rent. Savannah Carter says her mother never mentioned paying rent and she can't afford it.
Ladies, I see I've got Faith Carter here as my plaintiff, Savannah Carter as my defendant. I see the plaintiff is suing for $2,400. Why are you in court today, ma'am? And is there a relationship here?
She's my mom.
Okay, thank you. So you are suing your daughter for $2,400, ma'am. Why are we in court today?
Yes, I am suing Savannah for 4 months of back rent and 2 months of utility costs.
And she was moved back in with you, or what's the situation, ma'am?
Yes, she had spent 5 years with her father and had come to me and asked if she could come and live with me and my husband, my current husband.
Okay.
So we graciously said yes, of course, she could come. And everything was fine for about a month. We were having a great time with each other, getting to know each other again. And then I received utility bills, and they had more than doubled. They had gone from $150 a month to $350 a month.
Oh.
So I talked with my husband, and we decided that it probably was a good time to ask Savannah to pay some rent and contribute to the household and pay towards utilities as well.
So you made the bills go up, dear, $200 a month. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you feel about the $500 per rent? Was that affordable for you?
No, it was not. I had explicitly told my mom that it's something I cannot afford. I could do the $200 in utilities, but like we had been arguing, and she, out of nowhere, just said, "Okay, we're gonna start paying the $500 on top of the $200 utilities."
And this was after you were already living there?
Yes.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
How would you feel about it, young lady?
I would really like that. Yes.
Oh, you'd like it so much that you'd be willing to move in and put something towards your own lifestyle expenses?
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Faith Carter and her daughter, Savannah Carter, over unpaid rent and utilities.
Well, at some point, Savannah Carter, you did decide you wanted to go back and live with your mother. What was the reason for that?
Yeah, I felt that I needed to get out and start living life on my own, but I realized I had been living with my father for too long. I thought I'd ask my mom for help for once, because she is my mother after all, so I thought my mom was going to be more considerate and let me stay a little with only $200 with utilities, only because I'm trying to save up money to buy or rent out my own apartment as well, so I wouldn't have to stay with my mom any longer.
How long do you anticipate being at your mother and stepfather's home?
4 months originally, so I can at least save up for a couple months worth of rent.
Okay, and you've already been there 4 months, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're ready to move out, right?
Yes, I'm not with her right now.
Oh, you have moved out? Okay, where are you living?
I'm back with my dad.
Okay, so you back freeloading. Okay. Would you like to live back with her under the right circumstances? Where do you prefer living, with your mom or your dad?
Right now with my dad, because...
Because it's free, right?
Yes, and because of her husband.
Okay. I want to make a proposition. If you were to move back in with her, you were to pay her $500 every month. Ma'am, how would you feel about taking $200 of that $500 every month and actually putting it towards you and your husband's bills, specifically the increase of the utilities? So if you saved that $300 that she's giving you for her rent every month, how would you feel about returning that to her, but not to her for her pocket, paying that towards a down payment for her to lease a place of her own?
I would feel very good about doing that.
How would you feel about it, young lady?
I would really like that, yes.
Oh, you'd like it so much that you'd be willing to move in and put something towards your own lifestyle expenses?
Judge Ebony's verdict when Equal Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by This is Equal Justice.
Okay, so I'm not going to hold her accountable for things that you just decided to implement after the fact. But I do believe, young lady, that you need to be responsible for the fact that your being in their home cost them some money. So I'm going to say the $200 were the increase of utilities each month.
Yes.
So that would be $800 for 4 months of it. Okay. Do you have $800, young lady? You haven't paid anything.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to take $800 of your savings. I'm going to order that to your mother. And I really hope that you both consider the proposal I put in front of you. It will allow you to actually live on your own. It will allow you to actually get yourself in a responsible posture so that you can continue to pay for your lifestyle and get yourself back to school and get yourself on the right track. You seem like a smart young lady. It also, mother, will give you some responsibility too, that you'll have to save that money for her, instruct her on how to spend it in a way that supports her lifestyle, and hopefully it will give you guys something to do together, something that you're both jointly responsible for and that you can both be proud of at the end of that journey. As it stands, the court rules in favor of the plaintiff, but only for $800. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $800.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I'm glad you value money over your relationship with your daughter.
I'm really sorry, but I hope you come back.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please follow me.
You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Kathy Holmes claims her renter hosted a huge party without her approval and charged money to attend. Brian Booker says more people showed up than he expected, and he had to cover the cost of the televised boxing match they came to see.
I see I've got Kathy Holmes here as my plaintiff and Brian Booker as my defendant. Ms. Holmes, you are suing Mr. Booker for $750. Tell us why we're in court today.
Thank you for having me, Your Honor. Yes, Brian and I have a mutual friend, Josephine, and I have a beautiful lakeside home in Minnesota. I have two homes, one in the city and an hour and a half away from my lakeside home. And I have spoken to my friend Josephine, who I've known for a long time, and she said that she thought she might have somebody that might want to rent out my home. And so I said that would be great. So Brian had called me, and
so this is a friend of
Brian
Josephine's
Booker
as well. This is also a friend of Josephine's?
Yes, he works with Josephine.
Okay, great.
And we spoke about the beautiful home that I have, and he was notified by Josephine with this piece of evidence of what is expected of his stay.
Okay, so go ahead and provide everything you've got evidence-wise, ma'am, to my bailiff so I can take a look. And while he's giving that, Ms. Holmes, do you customarily rent out this beautiful lakeside house?
I do, in the summertime.
In the summertime, okay.
Yeah, my husband passed 5 years ago, and
so
so
sorry.
him and I would go up there in the winter time because there's not much to do in the winter.
Sure.
You know, it's snowed in and it's
cozy, romantic, nice.
Yeah, it was something we built on for years.
Yes.
And so it's normally $400 a night in the summertime.
$400 a day.
Yes, and by him being friends with Josephine and knowing that he wouldn't be able to use the facilities outside because of the snow and what have you, I dropped the price to $250.
To $250 for one night?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at this text message, ma'am. Let me read this. So this says, "Hi, Kathy. This is Brian Booker. This is from the defendant. I want to inquire about renting your lakeside house for one night this weekend. Hi, Brian. Josephine mentioned it. Yes, it's available. It would be $250 for the night. That sounds like a sweet deal." He knew that was a great deal. "I want to be up front. I want to let you know that I've got some guests coming over to watch the boxing match that evening. It would be 10 people. Would that be okay?" So he's communicating that to you up front. You say they all are not spending the night, correct? He says, "Oh, no, not at all. They'll be leaving after the fight. I'll be the only one staying overnight." You say, "No problem. I'll reach out with details." So this was the agreement.
Yes.
Okay, and you concur with that, Mr. Booker?
I concur.
Okay, so go ahead, ma'am. Where does this go awry?
Well, and like I said with the evidence, when you come to my home, there's no shoes in my home. I'm a shoes-off person.
Okay,
so,
I do see please remove shoes. I see smoking is only allowed outdoors. I see extra guests will be charged a cleaning fee if they stay overnight. Quiet hours are 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Okay, so those are pretty specific, I would say. Okay.
So I get a phone call from my neighbor, Steve, who's actually a really good friend of mine as well. And he said that there was a party going on at my house. And I'm like, no. And he says, yeah, because for the last hour, I've been hearing music, and I didn't want to go over there without you knowing and asking your permission if it's okay if I go over there and tell him to, like, calm it down. I said, please, feel free to do so. Okay. So he does.
What time did he reach out to you, ma'am?
It was about 8 p.m.
Okay, so this is before the quiet hours are at play, but you're still saying it was a bit noisy for your neighbor.
Yes, and like he is acknowledging when I gave it to him that it's a quiet community. So he goes and knocks on the door, and Brian answers the door, and he says, "Oh, are you here for the pay-per-view boxing party?"
That's how the defendant greets your neighbor.
It's $20. So he's
to get in.
To get in.
That's the cover charge. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So.
Go ahead, ma'am. I will get with you in 1 second.
Thank you,
Go
Your
ahead.
Honor.
So Steve is like, hey, look it, this is a quiet community. I'm sure you're aware. Kathy had said to you, if you stay here, this is what is expected. And he was calm. He says, absolutely. He apologized to Steve, and said, okay, just lower it a lot.
And did Steve pay his money and go to the party?
No.
No. Okay.
No, he's not into young boys.
Okay. Okay.
So he leaves and he gets on the cell phone and he calls me back. He goes, there is way too many people at your home.
How many people did he report, ma'am?
There was like 30 people.
Oh, not 10 per the agreement.
Not 10. And so I hightailed it back home. An hour and a half later, I let myself into the house. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a house full of 30-year-olds roughhousing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're acting out the boxing scenes. There's beer bottles on my beautiful mantle. There's liquor. There's food, on the counter.
Okay. So this is a hot mess. This is a whole scene.
Is not what I signed up for.
Okay, I understand.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Do you have anything to say in response to the accusations being levied your way?
Yes. Where's the evidence? Where's the pictures?
And later.
Have you seen the child in person?
This is my first time.
So that's a no. You have not even seen this child in person.
No.
Why is that, sir?
Because I've been just trying to move on with my life.
Move on with your life.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by
Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Kathy Holmes, who is fighting with Brian Booker over a boxing party bust.
So you confront the defendant, I assume?
Oh, I sure did.
Okay, what did you say to this young man?
And I basically said, look, you guys need to get out of here.
Right.
Bye-bye. Sayonara. I want you out now.
Okay, so put a pin in that. Mr. Booker, so what happened to the 10 that you told Ms. Holmes were supposed to be there?
All right, so I reached out to my 10 friends, and they said, can we bring our friends along? And I said, okay, but let's keep it to a limit.
And what limit did you impose, sir?
20.
And so what happened? How did we get from 20 to 30, sir?
The reason we got from 20 to 30 is because
I'm sure what it didn't have anything to do with, Mr. Booker, is the fact that you were charging $20 per person, so your profit margin goes up exponentially when the number of attendees goes up. That had nothing to do with it, right?
No.
No.
But,
okay. Yeah.
I pay for the pay-per-view. I'm paying for this
so
one night. One night.
Okay. And how much did you make?
I made 600.
Okay, so you made 600 total, or you made 600 profit?
I made 600 total.
Did you read the policy, sir?
Yeah, I read the policy, but it does not say that I can not charge people.
No, I ain't talking about the charging, sir. I'm talking about, it says please remove shoes. Why were your 30 guests wearing shoes?
Not all 30 guests were wearing shoes.
Your Honor, they all were wearing shoes.
I don't care. Was one person wearing shoes?
There was a couple wearing shoes.
Okay, so that's a violation. So that's a violation of her policy. Continue,
Thank you, Your
sir.
Honor.
Go ahead.
Because at the end, we were cleaning up. I brought cleaning supplies. And we were taking out the trash. So we had, a couple people.
Mr. Booker, stop. Okay. Okay, so let's get to your demand, Ms. Holmes, because you are asking the court for $750, and I'm trying to determine where you have gotten this dollar amount.
Okay. So I normally charge $400 a night in the summer.
When you say normal, in the summer?
I have people come in the summertime. The cleaning fee goes up, so it goes by depending on if there's a family of 5 to, they say, like inviting cousins, a family of 10, because then all the bedrooms are being used.
Family of 10, right? Family of 10, summertime cleaning fee.
So it would be $200.
That's still only $600, ma'am. Where's the 150?
Oh, and then I had to go and get the wood finisher.
And how much was that?
$75.
Okay, and you're still missing $75 per your
and just for me having to rush back to my home.
You want an inconvenience fee?
I would like an inconvenience fee,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have anything to say in response to the accusations being levied your way?
Yes. Where's the evidence? Where's the pictures of the mess?
Where's the pictures of only 30 people only wearing shoes when they're taking the trash out? I'm supposed to take your... See, you can't have it both ways. You can't ask me to take your word for it when it's, oh, Your Honor, we only wore shoes to take the garbage out, but then you want her to have this offering of proof. See, you're both standing here with no pictures of anything. See, here's the thing, Mr. Booker. Even if you guys were on your very best behavior, I'm going to just give you that because there is no photograph evidence. I'm not assuming this was Animal House and the place was a pigsty, but just basic social behavior is going to require some cleanup. Period.
We were cleaning up when she
Sir,
got to the...
I'm actually ruling this is not a time for, this is not a Q&A. So basic socializing requires cleanup, period. That's like standard practice. So that's why I don't need a photograph of you destroying this woman's house. So I'm going to assess the $200 rather cleaning fee, period. So $200 cleaning. Ma'am, I'm not going with you on the charging a summertime rate for a wintertime stay. Okay, he stayed in the winter. I'm going to charge him the winter rate, which you assessed at $250.
Yes.
So $250 for the rate, $200 for the cleaning fee. I hate to hear what happened to the mantle, so you're going to be responsible for that, sir. So that's $75 for the refinishing. Now, it was your choice, Ms. Holmes, to rush back that evening, so that convenience fee is something you're going to have to eat because you could have waited till the next morning and still came to the same mess. The court is ruling in favor of the plaintiff, but for the tune of $525.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's my ruling.
Thank you.
Rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $525.
You shouldn't exist.
You play, you pay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And we know this for sure how?
I know this for sure how because I was with my ex-fiance now, but I was with my fiance at the time in the grocery store, and she walked up, belly showing and everything, and she told my fiance that we were seeing each other for the past 5 years.
Closed captioning provided by Tyler Washington claims he gave his ex-girlfriend money to terminate her pregnancy, and she had the baby instead. Danielle Kelvin says she exercised her right to have their child and doesn't owe him a dime.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see I've got Tyler Washington here as my plaintiff, Danielle Kelvin as my defendant. Mr. Washington, see you are suing this young lady for $650. What brings you to court today?
Yes, Your Honor. So I gave her $650 to get an abortion, and she did not get the abortion.
And we know this for sure how?
I know this for sure how because I was with my ex-fiance now, but I was with my fiance at the time in the grocery store, and she walked up, belly showing and everything, and she told my fiance that we were seeing each other for the past 5 years. And
okay, wait a minute now. Hold on, sir, Mr. Washington. Okay, so you've got a lot going on. Okay, so you were seeing a woman that you asked to be your wife, thus the fiance.
Yes.
How long were you seeing this woman?
Well, I was seeing her for about 4 years.
Okay, so you were only seeing that woman for 4 years, which is still an extremely long period of time, and y'all were engaged to be married.
Yes.
During this time, this woman, Ms. Kelvin here, approaches your fiance in the grocery store with a protruding pregnant belly, I assume?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, about how far along were you at this time, ma'am?
I was actually about 7 months.
You say 7 months. Okay, very pregnant. Okay, so you were 7 months pregnant. Hold on, ma'am. 7 months pregnant, approach the gentleman and his fiance, and then this is how your fiance found out. And I guess at this point, this is how you found out.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you were going to be a proud papa.
Yes.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Okay, so you're 24, you said now, right?
23.
23. And you're 23 as well?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all are actually not children anymore.
Closed captioning provided by is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Tyler Washington, who brought Danielle Kelvin to court for breach of contract.
Okay, so talk me through this. You had been seeing this man, he says, for 5 years. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay.
We actually started dating in high school.
Okay.
And when he went off to his freshman orientation, he was able to, we would see each other back and forth when he would come home. I ended up getting pregnant twice. I terminated both of those pregnancies.
Oh my God.
Because
okay, go ahead. Because what?
Because one, we were not financially suited to have a child, and as well as that was just the best decision for the both of us at the time because we weren't even.
Okay, and I was told that we have some photos of said beautiful baby.
I have a picture of it.
Okay, go ahead and give that to Elijah, ma'am, and give the whole folder. The whole folder, please. Thank you. My goodness, this is one today. Okay, thank you, sir. So let us all see this beautiful, well, it's a beautiful baby. Let's see the beautiful baby. It's a beautiful baby. Beautiful baby. What is his name, ma'am?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. And have you been in this child's life, sir?
No, I have not.
Have you seen the child in person?
This is my first time.
So that's a no. You have not even seen this child in person.
No.
Why is that, sir?
Because I've been just trying to move on with my life.
Move on with your life?
She won't allow me to see him.
Is that true? Ma'am? You don't have to look down. You can look up at the court.
Not quite, Lee. He actually hadn't reached out to me. I hadn't heard from him since we ran into each other at the grocery store.
Okay, so you're 24, you said now, right?
23.
23. And you're 23 as well?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all are actually not children anymore. Okay, so I know a lot of people probably look at y'all, oh, y'all ain't that young. Not anymore. And Sebastian is the baby's name? Sebastian should serve to grow you both up very quickly.
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by...
Okay, so now, as it relates to the $650, good news for you, Mr. Washington. You're going to get it back. You're going to need it because you probably got some child support coming your way, right? Right. But I'm going to tell you why you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back because this particular $650 was given to the defendant under a contract that says you're getting this money in exchange for these particular acts. The act was an abortion. He had every reason, Ms. Kelvin, to believe you were going to get an abortion. Why? Because you had two before. Well, now go ahead and return this man the $650 because you didn't spend the money on what you were supposed to spend it on. I'm not going to hold you any more responsible than the plaintiff here, but sir, I'm not going to hold you any less responsible than I am this woman. It took exactly half of each of you to create this new life, and now I expect you both to go in half on supporting it. The judgment is for the plaintiff, though, in this case. $650 to the plaintiff. Good luck to you both, and God knows, good luck to baby Sebastian. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $650.
Well, I thank you for coming to court today and seeing that you actually have a son.
Now that I know I have a son, you will be seeing more of me because I will be in his life until I die.
Okay.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country. Freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Louis Burke claims his family restaurant lost business after a disgruntled social media influencer left negative posts. Clyde Ward says he wanted to warn others about the poor service and food he experienced.
I see I've got Louis Burke here as my plaintiff, Clyde Ward as the defendant. Mr. Burke, I see you were suing the defendant here for $2,000. Tell us why we're in court today.
I own a restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota. I've owned it for about 5 years. We pride ourselves on doing homemade family recipes for my families going back generations. On one occasion, the defendant came in. Apparently he's some sort of social media food critic or something.
Influencer.
Influencer,
Yes.
okay. So he's a
Influencer, okay.
social media influencer, okay.
So he came in one night. We were very busy. We actually were a little short-staffed. Someone called in sick. We couldn't find anyone to replace him. I was on the floor myself helping
And you're the
people.
owner, sir, of
I'm
the
the
restaurant? Okay.
And he came in on pretty much our busiest time of the week, which is Saturday night, around 7 o'clock. And he didn't have a reservation. We don't really advertise reservations, but we do recommend on our busiest times. And he came in without one. He had to wait about at least half an hour. Some other people did come in after him that we did seat before him because they did call ahead to tell us they were coming in.
Okay.
There were some issues with him getting his food in a timely manner, which we obviously don't want. I personally tried to apologize.
What did he order, sir?
If I recall, it was a corned beef sandwich,
Okay.
and I believe that was for his guest, and he got the brisket. He wasn't happy with them. He wasn't happy with the waiter, apparently, either. I did try to amend the situation by apologizing.
So you came over personally
I did.
at this point?
Once I was told what was going on. And didn't seem to help the situation. The next day, or rather a few days later, I found out that he had posted a video of a review.
What happened, sir, after the review was posted? I assume to his social media account?
Yeah, apparently his influence worked because we had 2 very big parties, and they emailed me both to cancel.
Did they say why they were canceling, sir?
They said they canceled because of the review they saw that he posted.
Do you have some email evidence of that, sir?
I do have some evidence.
Okay, go ahead and give everything to my bailiff, please, sir, so I can review. Thank you. Okay. Reservation cancellations. So, management, unfortunately, I must cancel my reservation for Saturday, June 1st, party of 20. With recent social media posts of negative customer service, we don't want to take a chance on any issues. And I see a second cancellation. This one for June 2nd for 15 people. I refuse to support businesses, that only give preferential treatment to celebrities. What is this about, sir?
The people that came in before him, he thought they were celebrities. There's a couple of politicians from the area. We knew them. They made the reservations. We gave them their table. We treated them
so let's see what we're looking at, because there must be some missing facts here. Let's look at the video of the review itself, and then I'll hear from the defendant.
If you want to know one place not to go, it's Lewis's Deli. The wait time was horrible, the service was even worse, and the food, I think they microwaved my brisket. With that being said, I want to let everybody know, do not go to Lewis's Deli.
Okay, don't go to Lewis's Deli. Mr. Ward, tell me why. Why was your experience so horrible?
The host said it was going to be a 30 to 40 minute wait.
Okay.
That's understandable for a Saturday. It's quite busy. 15 minutes later, a group of gentlemen come in, and they are greeted immediately. They're seated instantly, and they're showered with a whole bunch of hospitality. I'm sorry, I didn't know Danny DeVito and Judy Garland's ghost just came here. They're treated like celebrities. I'm being so serious.
Well, hold on now, because now you're getting into an accusation of preferential treatment around the celebrities. Is that what you're getting? That's what you're suggesting?
I could have been with 7 of my friends, and they all would have agreed. But as
well, no. But let's check it out. Sir, the people that he's referring to that came in, immediately were greeted, immediately were sat, immediately got this amazing service, were they people that had reservations? Were they regulars? What was the difference between this gentleman and his guest and the way these other people were treated?
I knew them. They are regulars, and they did have reservations.
Okay.
He's about to know me.
What'd you say now?
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, because we don't do mumbling now. Just go ahead and address it to the court. Go ahead.
We get to our table. We waited another 20 to 25 minutes for a server. Nobody even greeted us at the table, my friend and I.
Okay,
We finally...
now that's unacceptable, right, Mr. Burke?
Yes,
okay,
I agree
so
with
let's
that,
move on. So 20 minutes for you to get greeted. When you were greeted, what happened?
I have never met a server so unpleasant, unfriendly, unwelcoming. As soon as this gentleman came to the table, he said, "What do you guys want to order?" I said, "Can you recommend anything?" No. So I picked a starter, and I picked an entree for me and my friends, so it was a little shareable plate with...
What'd you order?
We got the appetizer, the shareable tray. It had mozzarella sticks, it had onion rings, celery.
Chicken strips, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think it was about 5 dishes with a dip on the inside.
Okay. Was the starter tasty, sir?
I couldn't imagine a place getting it wrong.
I'm sorry, did you hear an answer there?
I did not hear an answer.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one more time, sir. Was the starter tasty?
It was fine, Your Honor.
It was fine?
Yes.
Was the corned beef to your friend's liking?
She said it was salty like the waiter.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
He ended up getting the waiter to give our first water and a check at the same time. That's how late he was on bringing the water. When he
Which was basically thank you and goodbye.
And later.
We were very happy for many years, and then we started talking about IVF. I put down the deposit of $8,000 to start. Shortly after that, she starts accusing me of cheating.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provides
Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Lewis Burke, who blames Clyde Ward for hurting his restaurant business.
I need you to do something for me, sir, because I'm trying to ascertain certain facts so I can make an equitable ruling in this courtroom, okay? We call it equal justice for a reason. So what I need you not to do, sir, is conflate the customer service aspect, which I'm going to take into account, with the food quality. You understand? So I'm going to ask you again about the food. You said the appetizer was satisfactory. Was the corned beef?
My friend said she did not like it because it was too salty.
Okay, and what about your sandwich? You had a brisket sandwich?
Yes, Your
And-
Honor.
and
I
what-
just had it. No, it was just a brisket.
Oh, just brisket. Any
Yes, Your Honor.
sides?
There was a side of pickles, some lumpy coleslaw, and what else? Oh, they had a side of fries.
Okay, and fries cold, hot?
Fries were actually okay. I didn't
Okay,
have
so
any
the
issue
fries
with
were
it.
okay.
It
And
was-
what about the brisket? Because I think on the review we saw, you said it was microwaved.
It tasted like it was just thawed and just brought to my table. And so, yes, I did feel like it was microwaved.
Okay, and did you complain to the server?
I did not say anything.
Okay.
I just bit my tongue and I carried on with my meal with my friend.
Okay, and at what point, this gentleman says that he did approach the table and try to remedy?
He should have. He did approach the table. When he came to the table, he was trying to soothe everything over. He saw.
Well, that's his job, right? You said
Of
that with
course.
attitude.
Of
like
course.
that he's the owner and the manager, and that he's the gentleman where the buck stops with him.
Absolutely, and that is respect. When I did tell him about the food taking a little bit longer to come. I did tell him how the server was a little bit blasé. With that being said, he did stand up for his employee and his restaurant, rightfully so. But honestly,
Well, I don't know if it's rightfully so. I used to, but what was it? The customer was always right?
Customer's always right. We've heard
I don't know what happened to that.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
it
okay, go
genuinely
ahead,
just
though.
felt like empty apology.
Okay, so, sir, is that true? Did you take the position of supporting your staff member in lieu of addressing the food quality issues?
I did.
Now, why would you do a thing like that?
Well, I did it in a way explaining that our short staff situation and that we were sorry for that and we were doing the best we could to
Excuses. So it's a lot of excuses.
remedy
Elijah, you know where excuses lead.
I did reprimand him later.
Monuments of
for it.
nothing that build bridges that go nowhere.
They go nowhere.
They go nowhere.
Some of y'all in this courtroom today know what we're talking about. We'll let the subliminal speak for themselves. Okay. Those sound like a lot of excuses. Okay, sir.
Okay.
So somebody called out. Somebody was late. Somebody this, that, and the third. The question is, why was the food not tasteful?
I can only say it's his taste. We certainly don't microwave.
Well, that's what matters, right? It's what the
Any-
customer believes tastes good.
Well, this customer didn't like it, yes.
Okay, and did you replace the meal?
No, he didn't ask for it, and we didn't.
Did you offer?
I did not.
Okay. So this gentleman at some point pays the bill and leaves, I take it?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes.
I just want to add, he was aware of the long wait time. He was aware that the server took a while to even greet us in the first place. We didn't get any water refill. I had to bring it up to him when he checked on us. And so he ended up getting the waiter to give our first water and the check at the same time. That's how late he was on bringing the water. When he
Which was
brought,
basically thank you and goodbye.
thank you and goodbye.
Yeah.
From the get-go, honestly. But
Okay. Did you get any kind of discount, sir, off of your services for the
not
wait
even
time?
a slice of cake. Not
Now
even
you
a
know
slice
you're
of
supposed to
cake.
get a slice of cake. Everybody know that.
I
That's
don't
the
really know.
restaurant. That's the restaurant rule.
I don't know if I wanted it after tasting the.
Maybe not, but you should have gotten it.
But hey,
You should have gotten it.
when I saw the bill, my jaw dropped.
Why? Because you were charged full price?
Not just that, there was an 18% gratuity added to the check. If anyone who ever has
For
worked
a
as
party of two?
two,
Why is that, sir? Why was there automatic gratuity for a party of two?
We want to make sure servers are being compensated well, and we do it for the convenience of the customer to make
And
sure.
so that's a standard policy in your restaurant,
It
sir?
is. It's printed on the menu, so everybody who's coming in there
So it's
knows.
18% standard gratuity regardless of the party size.
That's right.
And are customers allowed to deviate from that standard gratuity per the service they receive? That's yes or no?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I don't.
All right. Okay. I've heard enough of both of you gentlemen. Thank you for your testimony.
Yeah.
The court's decided this. We live in an era where everybody has the potential to have power via social media. So I'm going to invite you, sir, that the next time someone comes into your restaurant and they communicate to you that the food's not good or the wait time's too long or that the service is not up to par, that you have that can-do attitude. A couple things you could have done to fix this, sir. You could have made sure that there was a refund of some of the items that the client didn't like. I understand paying for the things that were consumed and delighted, but the things that weren't tasty, take that off the bill. I don't want to pay for something that I didn't enjoy. And I don't expect to wait 20 minutes to get a menu and some water, nor do I expect to pay an automatic 18% gratuity that I don't have any flexibility around. That is not how you run a business. Therefore, the court finds in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case and his demand of $2,000 is dismissed. That's my ruling.
Thank you, Judge.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I don't know what an influencer is, but you should just maybe get a real job.
Okay. You've had your day in court. Please follow me.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Her coworker has been a source of conflict for us for some time now. I met Vicky at one of her organization's parties, and I could see the energy between them.
Closed captioning provides is Equal Justice. Greta Potts claims she put down a hefty deposit for IVF, but her fiancé accused her of cheating and backed out of the procedure. Zia Abel says she saw flirty texts between Miss Potts and a coworker, so she ended things.
Ladies, I see I've got Greta Potts here as my plaintiff and Zia Abel as my defendant. Ms. Potts, you're suing the defendant for $8,000. What brings you to court today?
I am suing my ex-fiance for $8,000 for her half of the IVF treatment that she did not complete.
Where did this thing go wrong?
We were very happy for many years, and then we started talking about IVF. I put down the deposit of $8,000 to start. Shortly after that, she starts accusing me of cheating with a coworker of mine, Vicky. She is overly friendly, perhaps, my coworker, but she's like that with everybody. You know, my ex-fiance thought that there was something going on. I straightened it out with her, and we moved on.
So there was nothing going on with you and Vicky?
Nothing. I'm a very loyal person, and I would never do that.
Okay.
Then we get in the car, we're going to our first appointment together, and Vicky's calling me repeatedly about work. I don't pick up, however, because I'm on the way to the best day of my life. I'm starting a family with the woman I love. It was a difficult time for me. You know, I really wanted a child because my father had died, and I really wanted to bring life into this world, and I wanted to carry the child.
Okay, and I am sorry for your loss. So you were going to be the carrier of the child. Okay.
Correct.
So this is a lot. And so in this infamous car ride, is this where you, ma'am, decided to end the relationship?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay. And what was your reasoning?
Vicky, her coworker, has been a source of conflict for us for some time now. I met Vicky at one of her organization's parties, and I could see the energy between them. If Vicky's so friendly to everyone, she wasn't friendly to me.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
She's calling you babe, and you're calling her babe right back. Why is that?
I was matching energy.
I really don't know why y'all are going to dinner after hours. What are y'all talking about over dinner that y'all can't talk about over lunch?
Closed captioning is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Greta Potts, who brought Zia Abel to court for backing out of IVF.
You know, people have like these work wives and husbands. I'm not into it. I think it always leads to problems. But if she's designated your fiance as her work wife, then you then become very threatening, correct?
Late nights at work, you know, late phone calls. She was always texting. You know, I've seen text messages come up.
Yeah, I have the text messages.
Okay, so let me see the text messages, since everybody's seen the text messages. Elijah, please bring that over here.
Sorry.
Babe, let's get dinner soon. We haven't hung out in so long. Of course, babe, I would love to get dinner. She's calling you babe, and you're calling her babe right back. Why is that?
I was matching energy.
I really don't know why y'all are going to dinner after hours. What are y'all talking about over dinner that y'all can't talk about over lunch? That's a real question. Okay, exactly. So let's get back to you. Let's get back to you, Miss Abel. Are these the types of things that led you to believe that the relationship was no longer going to work out?
We had been through it before. We had discussed it. Your Honor, I love this woman.
No, I can tell y'all both have a lot of feelings, and 5 years is a very long time. So.
I love her, and I was...
And you still love her, clearly.
I wanted to do anything for her. You know, I wanted to start a family with her. I really thought that this was a person that I could finally trust.
Well, I wanted that too.
Okay, ladies. All right. Yeah, let's give them some support. Thank you, Elijah.
I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that this Vicky person was innocent, but you don't hide, you know, these messages from someone. It just did not seem like an innocent exchange. And then
I wasn't hiding anything.
It sounds like y'all might have an honesty problem. Okay? Now, those are some problems y'all can take up with a highly trained intimacy, romantic relationship therapist. What I can help you with is the law.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided.
Sounds like you two had a pre-existing agreement of both mutually paying 50% of expenses associated with the creation of a child through IVF. That is correct, right? Okay. You have adhered to your part. You have breached your part. However, I hear you saying to me, ma'am, that your breach is a result of a condition of your agreement, which said that the fidelity would be intact.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Potts, you are found in breach of some of the conditions of your partner's agreement. So you might want to consider being a single mom, but if that's not in the cards for you, it's $8,000 of sunk costs that I can't help you with. The plaintiff's case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I still love you so much. Maybe we can try it sometime. Just let's try it again someday, baby. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
If you'll grab your belongings and follow me.
You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Lorice Nelson claims her fiance discovered she had a side hustle and called off their wedding. Andrew Masters says Miss Nelson was secretly making big bucks with a porn website. Mr. Masters is countersuing for $6,396.
Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I see I've got Lorice Nelson here as my plaintiff. Ms. Nelson, you are suing the defendant for $5,000. Then I see Mr. Andrew Masters here as my defendant. I see you've got a countersuit, sir, for $6,396. Okay, Ms. Nelson, I'll start with you. Why are we in court today?
Because Andrew called off the wedding. I spent $1,500 on my dress. I spent $3,500 on a non-refundable wedding venue. And I was trying to support our lifestyle because Andrew couldn't keep up his end of the bargain.
Woo! Coming in hot. Okay, and how long did you two date? Give me the love story and then when it went wrong.
We didn't date for very long. Mr. Masters, he met me as an exotic dancer down at the Pretty Kitty. And
the Pretty Kitty?
Yes, that's where I worked at, ma'am.
Apparently it was a Pretty Kitty. Okay, go ahead.
And so I told him that I wanted to start flipping homes. That was my dream.
Great.
And so we went out to breakfast. We got acquainted, became friends, you know, had a little, you know, romantic rendezvous.
Well, I figured when you said y'all started with breakfast, that was coming off of the shift, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'm a little bit familiar. Okay, so you were coming off of your overnight shift. You two went to breakfast and it was a love match.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Now, were you genuinely romantically interested in Mr. Masters, Ms. Nelson, or was this a transactional relationship where there was going to be some mutual business benefit for you?
I believed in him. He said that he wanted to take care of me. So, you know, I wanted to be a homemaker and pursue my dream.
Okay, so he wanted you to stop working at the Pretty Kitty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how did you feel about that?
It was a little challenging, but I believed in him.
Did you ever quit the employment, ma'am?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did.
At what point did this man ask you to be his wife?
It was only a few months after. He asked me in a text message, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have such text message for the court?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead and give all your evidence because I'm assuming you've got some receipts literally for this dress. And excellent. Let me take a look. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's see this. Lorice, I've been doing some serious thinking lately, and there's something I would like to discuss with you. You say, sure, babe, what's on your mind? He says, Lorice, you mean the world to me. I cannot imagine my life without you. Would you consider being my wife? And you said, Andrew, you're so sweet. I would love to be your wife. I want you to have everything you have dreamed of. I promise to take care of all of your living expenses and give you the wedding of your dreams. I mean, talk about a man providing. It doesn't get much more providing than this, okay? So, with all of this looking so great, where did this possibly go wrong, ma'am?
Well, flipping houses was a little bit more than I bargained for. The house wasn't selling because of all the issues. And I did go back to what I did previously, but a little bit of a twist on it. I'm pretty sure, nowadays online, soliciting is very popular. So I had my own website where fans could subscribe. They can have requests, pictures, videos, and that's kind of the business venture that I got into.
Okay, so almost like a digital Pretty Kitty.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say Mr. Masters didn't like that.
Well, he signed into my computer and he read my emails, which was an invasion of privacy to me. He wasn't complaining, though, when I was paying bills and putting food on the table and providing for the household.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the money from the digital version of Pretty Kitty, the new venture, was paying the bills at where you both resided?
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. Okay, let me hear a little bit from you, Mr. Masters.
Well, Your Honor, when we went to breakfast, for instance, we just sort of connected. And when we connected, I just thought maybe we could date in the future, get to know each other a lot better, and maybe it could go in that direction.
And then I read this beautiful text message from you where you're saying, I want to take care of you, provide for your every wish and command almost. You're paying for the wedding and your household expenses is what I see you have offered and she has graciously accepted. That's what we call a contract in the law. Okay, so then you say, babe, it's been stressful. My car broke down. I don't know what to do. And then he says, well, I don't want to see my baby stressed. How about this? I've got a little surprise for you. Meet me at the dealership. Now I'm looking at a lease agreement, Mr. Masters.
Yes.
Now notice it's saying Masters Big Texas Used Car. Is this your company?
Yes, Your Honor. I've owned that for quite a few years now. I built that up after my football career.
And then the last two items I have here to consider are what the plaintiff is asking me to consider. This is your wedding dress that you purchased for $1,500.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is $3,500 non-refundable deposit on the venue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is going great. Now, she told me, sir, that you hacked into her computer, and you're seeing that she's picked up this additional income generator.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, in my defense, I do have to say I did not break into her computer.
Okay, well, how'd you get into the computer? So was it your computer?
I used her laptop. The porn thing was already on the computer. It was already logged in and she had it up.
And what is your reaction, sir?
I want to take her out the club. I want to be able to take her to a restaurant and not have five guys say, ooh, I know more about your wife than I do.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And in her usage, she is depreciating the value of the vehicle.
She's not only depreciating value, but she's technically stealing the car.
And later.
He did not do what we agreed upon.
She didn't even want me involved with the birthday party in the first place.
Okay, Mr. Barnum, I promise you we're going to get to your side.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by
Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Lorice Nelson, who brought Andrew Masters to court over a canceled wedding.
I must assume, Mr. Masters, it is you that pulled the plug on the wedding. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, tell me how you let this woman know it was not going to go forward.
The wedding's off.
Wedding's off. Okay.
I'm not marrying you anymore.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Just because she returned to the line of work that you met her doing.
Because she lied.
Okay. So let me ask you this then, since we're telling the truth, right?
Right.
So, Mr. Masters, let me get to the bottom of it. You are asking for this countersuit of $6,396. You're saying that was for the car payment leases?
The 533 times 12, Your Honor.
Okay, so you don't want to pay for this lease at all anymore?
Your Honor, she was supposed to actually sign the paperwork as she agreed she would. She refuses to sign it. She's driving around in the car, bringing down its value.
And you're saying in her usage, she is depreciating the value of the vehicle?
She's not only depreciating value, but she's technically stealing the car.
Because I'm looking at a text message where you are graciously permitting her to use it. Is there a text message that you have for me where you are rescinding ownership or usage? Do you have that for the court? Go ahead and give my bailiff, sir, everything you do have. Because absent that, I see permission to use.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
I hate it went down like this. Y'all are two nice-looking people, but golly. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Masters. It looks like you gave this beautiful young woman permission to use this card. I see a lease agreement. It is in... No. Child, I see the leasee is Lorice Nelson. So she is a designated, legal, permissive user of this vehicle for the course of the duration of the lease, sir. And absent you showing me some physical, legal evidence of something to the contrary, I'm really torn on what to do with that part of it. But what I do believe is that y'all are not aligned in your values. I believe, sir, that like many men specifically that frequent, we'll call them gentlemen clubs, exotic dance venues, the pretty kitty in this case, you perceive the women that dance at those places a certain way, right? And you enjoy them at a distance. But when you wanted to get more romantically involved, now we're projecting the judgment. Now it's only certain women do that type of work, now that she's your lady. And as such, you felt away when circumstances led her back to that work. And so all of the promise, ma'am, and I want you to understand this part, right? Because now that it's over between you and Mr. Masters and you're back in that work, you're gonna meet another one, okay? Because they like buses, child. They come twice, 3 times a day. Okay? So when you meet another one, okay, you need to get clear on the front end. How much of this is about you rescuing me? Because a lot of men have a rescue fantasy. I see a lot of ladies' heads nodding in the background. Okay, they want to save you from the perils of this world, even though those very perils are the means by which we provide for ourselves and our children. Hello, somebody. Okay, they want to save you from that under the condition that you submit, under the condition that you relinquish your ability to have power in your own right and have ownership and the ability to have financial power within yourself. You see what I'm saying? And they're not necessarily doing it in a malicious way, ma'am, but it's happening nonetheless. So when you had the audacity to go back into your fiscal power and earn money and bring money to the table, that disrupted the fantasy that Mr. Masters had. So now, Captain Saver, you know what, has disappeared and left the building, okay? So now you're on your own for the venue, for the dress, and he really wants you to be on your own rather for this car, but not in my courtroom today. So this is my judgment. I do rule in favor of the plaintiff. You do need to go ahead, sir, and figure out what to do with this car. I actually do rule to dismiss your counterclaim, sir. I'm going to start with that. You need to figure out what to do with this depreciated value of a car because Ms. Nelson has every right to drive it for the full term of the lease agreement, per your invitation. However, Ms. Nelson, I think it's very unfortunate that you have spent your hard-earned money on both a wedding dress and a venue that is non-refundable. But I do take this man at his word that his promise to marry you was conditional around his terms. It wasn't an unconditional promise to marry you. It was conditional on you dancing to his music. So I applaud you, ma'am, for stepping into your power and having your own terms be insisted upon. But it will cost you in this case because you only had a conditional promise of marriage from this man. So next time, just get real clear on the front end, ma'am, as to are you here for me or are you here for the fantasy? Therefore, I am dismissing the plaintiff's claim of $5,000, and I'm also dismissing the counterclaim for $6,396 from the defendant. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled. Both claims are dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I mean, all you had to do is just be honest. I wish, things worked out different, but it's a shame. It really is.
I'll send you a link to my website.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You did not do what we agreed upon.
She didn't even want me involved with the birthday party in the first place.
Okay, Mr. Barnum, I promise you we're going to get to your side.
Closed captioning provided by...
Zombies, run! Here they are, new Skechers Aeroburst.
They're fast.
It's the slowpoke zombies. Skechers Aeroburst, scary fast.
This is Equal Justice with Judge Eboni. This is Equal Justice. Jennifer Shackleton claims her ex agreed to hire performers for their daughter's princess party, but he dropped the ball. Alfred Barnum says his baby mama didn't give him enough money, so he dressed up as a princess instead.
Okay, I see that I've got Miss Jennifer Shackleton here as my plaintiff, Mr. Alfred Barnum as my defendant. Miss Shackleton, why are we in court today?
Your Honor, I paid the father of my child $750 for her 5th birthday party to get a DJ and 2 princesses for her party, and he did not do that.
what exactly did you want her father to contribute to the special day?
I didn't necessarily want him to contribute. He insisted. When we were talking about the details, you know, I'm just telling him when I'm thinking of doing it to make sure that he was there. He insisted that he wanted to be a part of it. He didn't have the funds to be a part of it in that sense, so I wanted him and our child to feel like he was an equal part of it, so told him that I would give him the money to book the DJ and the princesses.
Oh, so this is still your money?
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah,
so
that's
we're
why
in court
here.
today because you gave him $750, and now you want him to reimburse you for it.
Yes, because he did not do what we agreed upon.
She didn't even want me involved with the birthday party in the first place.
Okay, Mr. Barnum, I promise you we're going to get to your side. Let me just get a couple more facts here and we'll get to you. So what did you want him to do in exchange for the $750, ma'am?
I wanted him to book a kid-friendly DJ, and I wanted him to hire about 3 princesses, 2 or 3 that could sing, that dress up and could sing.
So you thought for $750 you were going to get 3 actresses who could dress up and sing for your child's 5-year-old birthday party and a DJ?
I thought that it would work. I thought, you know.
Okay. Okay, let me get to you, sir. Before I do get to you, actually, ma'am, do you have some evidence to show the court where you spent this $750?
Yes, I do have the Cash App.
Okay, thank you.
Receipt.
Let me see, take a look here. Ooh, child.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
How many princesses is this supposed to be?
That was me. That was 3 in 1 right there.
Okay, I'll go. This is the trifecta of princesses.
Yeah.
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Jennifer Shackleton, who is fighting with Alfred Barnum over a birthday party gone bad.
You received this money, correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And it was your understanding, sir, that you were supposed to do exactly what with this money?
Get a DJ and hire princesses.
How many princesses?
Supposed to have been 3. Okay. But I didn't know how expensive the princesses were. On top of that, they were all booked up. And I bought the princess uniform myself, and I wore that myself for my daughter. I love my daughter to death, and I'll do anything for my daughter.
So this is you. And
yes.
you. How many princesses is this supposed to be?
That was me. That was 3 in 1 right there.
Okay, I'll go. This is the trifecta of princesses.
Yeah.
It's giving. You know, I got to commend. I think it's giving.
I had to commit. It was for my daughter. I'd do anything for my daughter.
Okay, now what about the DJ? Were you able to procure that?
My friend, he actually, is considered as a uncle to my daughter, Lizzie. So instead of me paying him $1,500, I only had to give him $500.
Your Honor, we're talking about a strip club DJ, McNasty.
Okay, Ms. Shackleton. Okay. Okay, so did you spend the other money on this outfit?
I had to. Matter of fact, the outfit, I was even short. I had to add like at least $13 of my own money just to
you paid
to make
$13 whole dollars. Oh Lord.
I mean,
that's
all I had at the moment.
Okay, all right.
I was giving
Let me
effort.
go through these. Okay. Oh, y'all wearing me out. Okay, let me go through these text messages here to see this communication. She's not happy with you at this point, sir. She says, I knew it. I knew you would disappoint me. I should have never trusted you with that money. You totally embarrassed me and yourself with your antics. You say, I wasn't embarrassed at all. Now, I believe that part. You say, Jen, respectfully, I don't care if you're upset because Lizzie loved it and we were here to celebrate her. You say, you know what? I'm done talking to you. Just send me back my money. You say fat chance. So let's get to that. If your 5-year-old daughter was here today, did she have fun?
She seemed to have fun.
Okay.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by This is Equal Justice.
Now, I don't really know what you wanted this man to do with $750, ma'am. He can't even get half a DJ for $750. I know because I book these things all the time on behalf of my sorority, on behalf of nonprofit organizations I belong to. These are expensive times, ma'am.
Yes.
So the minute that you sent him that money on the app, that was you giving him permission to execute according to his plan. And that's what he did. Now, is that the way you would have done it? I hear you. It's not. But ultimately, I think that the mission was accomplished. I think your daughter had a great time. I think she's going to look back on these pictures and laugh because I know I'm laughing at him right now. Elijah's laughing at him right now. And that's what's going to matter. You're going to see. I understand as a mother that you feel away. But the court doesn't care how you feel, ma'am. The court cares about how this little sweet girl feels. Ma'am, the court finds in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
You're a child.
You too
Like
controlling,
this is
see?
exactly why we are not even together.
You wouldn't be so
This is
controlling.
what-
Things would be a lot easier, but this is what we go through.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please follow me. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Princess.
You're watching Justice Central.
Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Kelly Carocha claims she leased a room in her condo to a tenant who suddenly stopped paying rent. Hannah Lewis says she was bullied after she complained to the police about her housemate's noisy partying.
Miss Kelly Carocha here as my plaintiff, Hannah Lewis as the defendant, and looks like I've got a plaintiff witness here, Laura Vella? Yes. Okay. All right, Miss Carocha, what are we in court today for?
So I'm suing the defendant for back due rent in the amount of $1,290.
Okay. And how do you know the defendant, ma'am?
She was subletting an apartment room from me for this last semester of school, January through May.
Okay, so this is an apartment in your name, or is this a house you own? What's the condition?
It's a condo that my witness and I had a lease for 1 year.
Okay.
I recently found out I was pregnant back in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so my boyfriend and my family and I decided that it would be best for me to defer. And so upon deciding so, I listed the room in the apartment under our school's like communication forum.
Sure.
And I put all the details. Hannah reached out interested. We discussed the terms. She agreed and she moved in January.
Okay.
She paid everything on time, January through March, and then come April, she missed her payment. I reached out and just nothing. She just ghosted me. So I'm seeking both the last 2 months
of rent. Okay. Let me get to the defendant, and I'll come back to you in a second, Ms. Plaintiff. Ms. Lewis, so you see the posting. This looks like a good opportunity for you to be able to live in a nice place. Did you like the place?
I like the place because it was very close to campus and it was a lot cheaper than the current living situation I was currently in at the time.
Okay, so this was a good situation for you?
Yes.
Okay, and so you signed on for how many months?
I signed off for January to May.
Right. You paid for January, February, March, and then what happens for April, ma'am?
January through March, it was already a terrible living situation. Laura, the girl I was living with, she was coming home pretty much every single day, going out at 3 or 2 a.m. in the morning, being loud, constantly playing music, having people over, and it was very difficult to live in that environment.
Yeah.
In March, however, she had a party that had over 10 people. And
in the apartment that you two share?
Yes.
Okay.
They were being loud, drinking, smoking, just having a really good time. After that, I felt like there was no other option rather than for me to call the cops for a noise complaint, which I did.
Oh, so you called the cops on your then roommate? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get her in here before we go further here. Plaintiff witness, Ms. Laura Vella, please step to the podium here. Okay, ma'am, what's the veracity of this claim here? You were the original roommate, yes?
Yes.
And you stayed throughout the entirety?
Yes.
Okay. Things are going well in your opinion or no?
I think some of her references were a little dramatic.
Okay.
And a little blown out proportion. But
Okay.
on my end, I was fine.
Tell the court, what do you think was exaggerated?
I mean, I consider myself such a people person, very outgoing. When we got a new roommate, I was thrilled. I invited her out with us. I tried to get her kind of into my friend group. It's a very welcoming friend
So you're
group.
very social. Is that fair to say, Ms. Fayla?
Absolutely,
Okay, so you're
for
very
sure. But I also take school very seriously. And so the so-called party that was thrown was a study group. I had asked her if she wanted to join this study group, and she gave me passive-aggressive responses and didn't want to, and kind of kept to herself in her room.
Okay, I need to see some type of offering of proof here. Does anybody have a lease agreement? Anybody have anything to show the court?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give that to my bailiff, ma'am.
Folder and everything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so I do see that some payment has been made. This looks like this was you, Miss Lewis, and you did pay for some months, but it looks like these are requests from you, Miss Karosha here, asking for both April and May's rent, which you never paid. Where did they do that?
I did that because after I made the noise complaint, Laura found out that it was me, and she proceeded to bully me in my own space. I just wanted her to understand that we're both living in this space, and it's not fair for her to basically take up the entire apartment and me having to just seclude to my own bedroom in order to stay out of her way.
Something that I told you about in advance and that I invited you to that you knew about.
Okay, so let's clear this up. Miss Lewis, did you have an understanding that this study group, that's her framing, was something that you could have participated in?
No, I did not.
No. Okay, so she's denying that, ma'am.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Well, I already felt like I was being teamed up on. They were both coming at me. Laura was being rude, and I just felt like there was...
Because you owed me money.
At the end of the day, it's a rent agreement.
Hey, it's my courtroom, Miss Karosha. I'll do that.
And later.
Brittany reached out to me and said that she was curious about my brand and maybe working together. I was over the moon. She did a review and said that it wasn't for her, and that was the end of it.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by
Justice Central.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Kelly Carocha and Hannah Lewis, who are fighting over back rent.
Let's get to some of these text messages so I can get a better sense here. Okay, this is, hey, Hannah, I'm grateful that you're going to take over my lease.
Yes.
Does paying me through Venmo work? You say, yes, sure. I'll even make sure that the money is in your account before the first of the month. So this is all looking great. You mentioned you have a roommate. What is Laura like? Are there red flags? So she's inquiring. You say she's super outgoing and genuinely a good person once you get to know her. What does that mean once you get to know her, ma'am?
She has a big personality. She's like she said, she's very outgoing, very social.
Your Honor, Laura was going out almost every single night of the week, so I had to deal with this on a daily basis.
Okay, so I hear that. Let's get to when you stopped paying rent. How did you decide, Ms. Lewis, that you were no longer willing to pay for your residence?
I have evidence here showing one example.
Go ahead and give everything you've got to my bailiff, ma'am. Give him your folder so I can see exactly what's going on here. Thank you, sir.
Here's evidence showing just one of the things Laura would do. She would take my trash of things I had already eaten out of the trash can and write nasty messages on them for me to find and have to clean up later.
Let the court see exactly what we're talking about here. Well, this is a pack of frozen Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Does that say gross?
Yes. It
Okay.
says,
is that an expletive?
It's a swear word, gross.
Oh, come on now. That's not very
Have you been
ladylike,
in an
ma'am.
apartment where every single night the meals that this woman is making smells up the entire building? It's just like a complete lack of common courtesy.
Okay, so that's mature. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's get to this text message that you want the court to consider, Ms. Lewis. Looks like at some point you made a decision to stop paying rent.
Yes.
And then I see the plaintiff here asking about it. She says, hey, you usually pay me before the first of the month as you agreed to. But this is the first month. I haven't gotten anything. Are you good? Do you need an extension? Seriously, are you going to pay or what? So this is all in concern, and you didn't even have the decency to respond. Why is that, Ms. Lewis?
Well, I already felt like I was being teamed up on. They were both coming at me. Laura was being rude, and I just felt like there was...
Because you owed me money.
At the end of the day, it's a rent agreement.
Hey, it's my courtroom, Ms. Karosha. I'll do that. Now, you know you owe this woman some money. So then I see a second note here from the plaintiff, again to you. Hannah, you agreed to pay rent. We agreed upon this. I let last month slide, but this is too far. You need to pay up. Your response?
She did send those messages, and I did not respond because I was still being bullied in the place that I lived at, and it was just getting
That she
worse.
wasn't paid to
Hold
live
on,
at.
You're being bullied, though, by Laura Vela, correct?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay, before I make my ruling, Ms. Lewis, do you have any other explanation for the reason that you just at that point didn't move out?
If I could have moved out, I would have, but I could not. I graduated in like 2 months, and the living situation that I had been currently living in for the past couple months was so terrible that I did not feel like it was like just for me to pay for the rest of the months when I had already been paying for such a terrible experience and environment.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think the court gets it. Any last word from you? Yes, Ms. Karosha.
Our agreement was between her and I. They're adults and they can work out their issues with one another. You're in college, you've had roommates before. I'm sure that they could work it out. She's now graduated, I'm sure has a job. She's had ample opportunity to at least pay me back the rent, and she still has yet to do so.
Okay, Ms. Laura Vela, you've been helpful. You can have a seat, ma'am. One last question for you, Ms. Lewis. Are you working now?
I am not working.
Okay, so you have not had employment since graduating?
Yes.
Okay, but are you making efforts to find employment?
Yes.
Okay, like what?
I am working to get a job at a magazine to try to be a writer, doing interviews currently right now.
All right, the court's ready to rule in this matter. Well, Ms. Lewis, first of all, congratulations to you in your graduation and your pursuit of what I'm sure will be a very successful and lucrative career in print journalism and magazines.
Thank you.
And I hope you get a job very quickly, because you're going to need to pay some money, okay? The court has decided that what we don't do in this country is live for free. And if the living situation, which you described to the court, the 4-letter words on frozen vegetables and being teased and harassed because of your lifestyle, having such noisiness and study group / turn-up sessions that you can't focus, you had an option, Ms. Lewis. It's called move out. So when you decide to live with it, you've got to live with all of it. And that includes having to pay for the proper rate of rent. If the problem was that severe, you should have communicated this to the woman you were in an actual contractual financial obligation to. You owe this woman a fiduciary duty per the agreement. If you're squatting and not paying, the court cannot support that. Ms. Lewis, you do owe the full amount, $1,290. You have to give that to the plaintiff per the contract. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,290.
I guess you are gross.
Good luck with the baby.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I did not bash her. I keep it real. My followers know that I'm very vulnerable and transparent.
After the review is done, you can see a sharp decline in my sales and my subscriptions that were canceled and returns.
Closed captioning provided by Is Equal Justice. Samantha Friday claims her skincare business tanked after a brand ambassador left a negative online review. Brittany Long says she wanted her followers to know that Miss Friday's moisturizer was sticky and greasy.
Ladies, I see I've got Samantha Friday here as my plaintiff, Brittany Long as my defendant. Miss Friday, you are suing the defendant for $500. Why exactly are you in court today?
I am suing Brittany for $500 because she defamed my company. She botched a review that she did as a brand ambassador, which is supposed to be promoting a company, and instead she basically cost me subscribers and about $500 in losses.
Okay, ma'am, tell me about your company. What kind of services do you offer, product do you sell?
I have launched Skincare by Samantha, and when one day Brittany reached out to me and said that she was curious about my brand and maybe working together, I was over the moon. She did a review. It's a
this
sunscreen.
Is one of your products,
This is the sunscreen that she used.
Sure.
A little tiny bit is all you need.
Okay.
But she smeared a long line of this sunscreen on her hand, very quickly said it is too greasy for her, as she barely took any time to try to rub it in, and said that it wasn't for her, and that was the end of it. And so I lost a lot that day, more than just money. I lost reputation, and I felt it was worth taking this to court.
Okay, let's get to this. Ms. Friday, do you have any paperwork to show the lost revenue?
Yes, I do. I show that after the review
you can give all of that, ma'am, to Elijah, and
After the review was done at the end of January, you can see a sharp decline in my sales.
Thank you.
Yeah, there really was nothing else happening in the sphere of my business that would have caused such a decline.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
It's not really good for my tone or my, I don't like the texture. So this moisturizer is a pass for me.
For me.
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Samantha Friday, who brought Brittany Long to court over a brand review gone bad.
Let's start with this text message. Okay. Hi, Samantha. This is from the defendant. A friend of mine has been raving about your products. I do product reviews. Wondering if you'd be interested in working together. Brittany, oh my God, of course. Such a fan of your page. Would love to send you some products and try and maybe have you as some sort of brand ambassador. I'm not in a position to pay, but I would love to send you my new products as they roll out for you to review and promote. Defendant says that sounds great. I've never been an ambassador. Okay, that's interesting to note. I'll post the review as soon as I get your products. So let me hear from you, Madam Defendant.
Your Honor, I just want to say I did not bash her. I keep it real. My followers know that I'm very vulnerable and transparent.
Okay, so let's pause. So, because we're using terminology that everybody might not be deciphering. So there's one thing when you are an influencer who simply receives products and gives reviews. Could be good review, could be not good review. It will be an honest review based on your experience.
Yes.
Okay, so you used the product when you received it, right?
Yes. Okay. I actually have video evidence.
Okay.
Hey loves, it's Brittany and I'm back with another product review. Today we have the SPF moisturizer from Skincare by Samantha and I'm so excited to try it. So off the bat, it's not really absorbing and it's very sticky and greasy. Yeah, it's not really good for my tone or my, I don't like the texture. So this moisturizer is a pass for me.
For me. For you. Okay, so it looks like you had some nice consistent sales here. And then you do have a spike in cancellations, it looks like, Ms. Friday. So this is where you're getting the $500 from?
Yes.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by This is Equal Justice.
So now let's go to the communication between you two after the video goes online. You see the dip in sales. You respond to the defendant as such. Since your post, I've only gotten negative reviews. A brand ambassador is supposed to promote the brand, not trash it. Samantha, I told you I would post a review. If you wanted a commercial, you should have paid me. Okay, ma'am, so she feels like this was not a true brand ambassador relationship. This sounds to me more like what she's accustomed to doing, which is receiving products and giving a review.
Exactly.
Understood.
Okay.
But I will admit, I knew that we could have worked towards that in the future. But like I said, I've never been it. I don't know how it goes. So we weren't just going to become strangers.
I would have deferred to your wisdom, and I did, as someone with 16,000 followers.
Okay. Who's the business owner?
I'm the business owner.
Okay, thank you. You are the business owner. You want to be as specific as possible, ma'am, as to your expectation. So I'm going to make my ruling as follows. Madam Plaintiff, I empathize with the fact that you've learned a hard lesson in a very expensive way, but your brand is young. It has time to recover. That's the good news. I wish you luck with your brand, but I do have to rule in favor of the defendant here. Ma'am, you got to be more specific and be more accountable. Okay? Plaintiff's case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
Well, I'm glad, and the time and effort that you put into this, you could have put into your ingredients of your product.
Well, I'm glad this went on TV because now the world knows that they are about to be double-crossed when they work with social media influencers.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please grab your belongings.
Is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Margot Purcell, who blames Elena List for causing her clients to cancel.
You have some evidence for me?
Yeah,
yes,
I have
please
some
give that
screenshotted
folder
text messages
to my. Okay, ma'am, I'll get back with you in a second. Thank you, sir. Yeah, because this is what I need, ma'am. I need to see some evidence.
Well,
okay.
I have that too.
Okay, we're gonna get to yours in a second, ma'am. Hey, Margot, you've been such a help the last year, but I can't take your crazy lady anymore. I can't go to a therapist and get worse mental health than I'm there to treat. I want to cancel our next session. I'm sorry. I will be seeing a different therapist. This is very sad. You say thank you very much for working with me. I wish you the best of luck on your journey. So this was one of your clients, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I've got several more here. Margot, I can't come to you because of that lady. It is saying singularly, that lady. I'm going to find a new therapist and cancel this crazy lady. This is a third client. Makes therapy very hard. I got to stop seeing you. You thank them again. You've been a great therapist. I mean, this is fourth now. I mean, this literally, I can't stand being yelled at by that abortion woman. So here's the thing, ma'am. I'm going to keep going through this file. These people, I've had 6 now, and I'm not even through this list, say that they are not getting the treatment they need because of that crazy lady. And absent some more proof, I have to assume that crazy lady is you, because you're saying that you've been very aggressive.
With all due respect, Your Honor, you cannot take an assumption on this, because I do have, in fact, a police report here where the officer has told me that I am within my rights to protest and express my opinion and the side that I am on, and I am not doing anything at all wrong. And here is the report, please.
Okay, let me be the judge of that, ma'am. Elijah, please retrieve this woman's evidence. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And them calling me crazy is something else entirely.
Ma'am,
because
I didn't call you crazy.
No. The patients that she sees.
Okay.
How could you even allow someone to call another person crazy?
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Let me review the evidence, please. I am looking at a police report.
Okay.
This was filed near the place of business. I see both names listed here. I see that the plaintiff here called the police on you, Madam Defendant, because it's saying that you, Madam Defendant, were being accused, at least, of harassing your business clientele. Whew. The officer arrived and you, Madam Defendant, were on the corner protesting. The officer then says that he saw nothing wrong with your behavior and gave you a warning to not mind her business, but found no proof being the operative word, that she was harassing anyone. Okay, now if I'm going to go by this police report, ma'am, this doesn't look good for you. So what other proof do you have that she was harassing? I'll tell you what would be great. Let me tell you what I would like to see in order to better believe your side. A photograph, for instance, right? Oh, I don't know, a video. But I need to see the evidence, ma'am. Do you have a video, a photo, anything? Do you even have a witness that you could have brought to court today to say, Your Honor, I know it's true because she did it to me?
I unfortunately do not, but I do believe that my clients would not have gotten to the point of having to stop seeing me if it weren't for something drastic like that.
Okay. Ma'am, what are you going to say?
Well, I just want to say that there's no direct correlation between me informing pretty much everyone who is in the public space of the street or the parking lot going to a building. I don't know if these women are going to the abortion clinic or if they're going to a dentist or a therapist.
Well, that was actually going to be my question to you, ma'am. Because you don't really know where these various people, specifically the women, are going, but how do you know you are protesting, ma'am, women that are visiting this clinic for abortion treatment or care versus innocent bystanders that have nothing to do with your cause?
I'm not targeting anyone, Your Honor. I am only there to spread the message equally across.
So you're protesting to people going to get their teeth cleaned?
I just want people to get educated. It's not that I'm protesting to them. I just want to give them the chance to form their own opinion, but to let them know that it is a sin.
Okay,
it is a sin.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, ladies. I've heard enough from both of you. Thank you both for your testimony and your evidence. I feel very bad for you, Ms. Purcell, only because you are a businesswoman, and I already know how hard it is to make a dollar, particularly in today's economy. But without evidence in the form of a video, a photograph, or a sworn witness, independent of you telling me, I need to hear a third party telling me what you're saying, then I can say that your point of view, ma'am, would be corroborated. You have not delivered the requisite evidence, ma'am, to prove your case, okay? Without you proving it's her and her alone that took the money off the table with your clients, I cannot hold her liable for your loss of income. Therefore, the court is dismissing your claim entirely. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I hope your God teaches you empathy one day.
Oh, God loves you. God loves you. God loves us all.
Judge has made a ruling. Please grab your belongings. Follow me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did you give her a move-in date, though, ma'am?
Not a date, no. I just said 30 days.
You just expected the property to be ready per your conversation?
Well, she said 30 days. I assumed 30 days meant 30 days.
Closed captioning provided by... This is Equal Justice with Judge Eboni.
Mutine, used to describe an individual whose spirit is unyielding. Mutine, the new fragrance by Miu Miu.
Want salon shine without the price? Try Everpure Glossing for more intense shine than with an $82 glossing routine.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this. Get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at safelight.com.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie. Bevo, no! Come back! Whoa, 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 whoa. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
Wow, your hair is so shiny. Who does your color?
Preference by L'Oréal Paris. High Shine Serum and Vitamin E. Intense color and shine. Up to 9 weeks of fade-defying color. 9 out of 10 women agree. Nothing lasts longer.
We're so worth it.
This is Equal Justice. Sarah Travis claims the condo she leased wasn't ready when the landlord said it would be, which cost her storage and hotel expenses. Catherine Day says Miss Travis had not signed a lease, so delay or not, the condo was not hers yet.
Hello, ladies. I see I have Sarah Travis here as my plaintiff and Catherine Day as my defendant. Miss Travis, you are suing Miss Day for $5,087.50. Tell me what brings you to court today.
Well, Your Honor, several months ago, I received a job offer from the company I work for, a really great one in New York, which I used to live there as a kid, so I was so excited. I immediately decided to start searching online for apartments, and I set up right away. I arranged for my items to be shipped. I lived in Los Angeles, so it was about a 2-week trek.
I've done that move.
Yes.
So I know that move. Yeah.
And I myself took about a week to get there. And 4 days before I was supposed to move in, I got a call from Catherine saying that the place would not be ready for 2 weeks.
Whoa, 2 additional weeks?
Yes.
So where did you end up staying, ma'am, during that period of time?
Well, I was able to, find a hotel. It was pricey because it was very last minute.
Also, it's New York.
And New York, exactly.
Okay, so you're staying in a hotel for 2 weeks?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't want to see that bill. And then your stuff, where did it go?
I was able to find a storage facility that could take my stuff, but again, very pricey.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Then my contractor called me and let me know that they did not order enough flooring to finish the floor. I was unaware that she had just jumped in her car and was moving across the country without even speaking to me.
Closed captioning provided by... This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Sarah Travis and Catherine Day over an apartment lease.
Okay, let me get the defendant involved. Ms. Day, this is your property, yes?
It is, yes.
Okay, and talk to me about how you went about renting it to the plaintiff.
Okay, I did place an ad. When I first spoke to Ms. Travis, I did inform her that the reason that for the 30-day time period that I needed before I could have a tenant in there is because I was doing some pretty extensive remodeling. And she gave me a $1,000 deposit. That was to
hold the property, right? To make sure
correct.
You wouldn't lease
and I
it
agreed
to someone else.
I agreed to not show it to anyone else.
Right, okay.
And then I didn't hear from her at all for weeks. then my contractor called me and let me know that they did not order enough flooring to finish the floor. I was unaware that she had just jumped in her car and was moving across the country without even speaking to me.
Well, without speaking to you, but help me out there, ma'am, because did she sign a lease at this point?
No, there was no lease signed. So I thought before I got in the car and drove 3,000 miles, I would at least kind of make sure nothing happened and the property would in fact be ready.
Did you give her a move-in date though, ma'am?
Not a date, no. I just said 30 days.
You just expected the property to be ready per your conversation?
Well, she said 30 days. I assumed 30 days meant 30 days.
But you shipped your stuff to an address that you didn't even have a lease signed for.
I sent you a $1,000 deposit. Your Honor, I don't believe that the defendant was being honest with me.
What do you think she lied about, dear?
I don't believe that she is being truthful when she says that this renovation was not foreseen, that this complication with the renovation was not foreseen. I think that she knew ahead of time so that I would move into her apartment and give her $1,000.
So you have every quality that I'm looking for in a tenant, and I just intentionally want to stick it to you for no reason?
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by...
With eHealth, you can compare Medicare plans side by side for free. So we invited people to give eHealth a try and discover how easy it can be to find your Medicare match.
I have quite a few prescriptions.
That's why people call us. This one here covers all your prescriptions, your doctors as well.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a hard time with this.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
You're so helpful. You don't know.
This is pretty amazing.
I can go on a vacation with this money.
See how your Medicare plan stacks up with the big changes for 2026. Just call this number or get started at eHealth.com. Compare plans from the nation's top insurance companies. They pay us to help you. That's how eHealth is always a free service.
The savings are unbelievable.
I could see the costs side by side.
Now that we know that it's a free service, eHealth is just, I think, the best.
Call 1-800-924-8190 to compare Medicare plans in your area or visit eHealth.com.
eHealth, your Medicare matchmaker.
This is Equal Justice.
Where are you living now, Miss Travis?
I was able to find another place. It's not as close to the subway. It's not ideal. I did actually end up staying for 3 months.
Okay, so wait. So you did end up moving into this unit?
Yes.
And you stayed for 3 months and paid the rent?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Correct, yes.
At which point you then moved out?
Yes.
Okay. So no love lost between you two. I do believe I'm ready to rule here if there's no further arguments from the two of you. Ms. Travis, that cross-country move is not for the faint of heart. So I do commend you on your ability to pick up your life for this fantastic new job opportunity. That's very exciting. But without a lease of some kind, electronic lease, text message lease term agreements, or a piece of paper, I have to take this woman at her word that she was operating in the best good faith as she knew how to prepare this home for you or really any other tenant. Because all you had was a refundable security deposit. Ma'am, I'm going to have to rule in her favor. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
I apologize that things got so messy. I think that it was an unfortunate event that happened. No hard feelings from me.
I realized I could have planned better.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please follow me.